Yeah, yeah. Okay, so when I come through this way, right, I was up stuff. I want to see if it goes through item. Period. There was a huge issue. Do you have to literally see the person one time for it to happen? Because that means either way, I saw the actual individual straight up. If there was a different version of me inside the metaverse of the Pharaoh Fluid, and the person's literally physically hiding an actual individual in Mintad layers while simultaneously creating the activity while he cannot do it, not while he cannot do it, while he cannot, well, yeah, technically while he cannot do it because he's stopping him. Yeah, it's literally that. And he's also making sure in the actual like activity of doing the actual actions, he is stopping him from doing that activity. From what I've gathered, it's just to say the other individual is gay or they're not soulmates because of the position of that person being a human being who is being hidden as invisible. For this to be such an issue, at one point they said let's get rid of both of them if they want to get rid of the other one because the other one didn't do anything. Lovely, lovely Asian woman. So it says you can't still see her from the position of them just not being there. Because you can't say they're actually the person. It's still the same thing either way. When it's argued as the person being an actual small individual who is, a kid in the position of having to listen to an actual individual. I want to hear at one point, because it didn't get bringed up, to me. Did he ever say, I think you're full of shit? You're not actually listening to the actual issues? You can literally make it the actual issue with me being able to just see the person, hang out, and talk to them. And that means that on one end it has to be the other person not pretending to be that actual individual. Yeah. So it's this one guy named Spider. That seems so scandalous. It's literally the guy from the 1960s, the little kid in that argument, right? Here's the actual individual information about that right there. He's lying shit. They literally have declared that it is him being the problem in all the arguments. You turned him into a Zacharias. The thing is, that means he's a victim. He's not. He's the perpetrator in all the actual crime. Inside a meta division of Ghosts and Demon X-Files. Literally. In like I mean it's like okay, so this is how the world works. Crime happens. The government does it, people do it. They both do it. One of these arguments isn't even crime, it's just the morality of law and the activity of like a national interest, nation. This is a fictional version of a demon, right? We'll just say it's fiction. It's not real life. The man literally has stated, I said this in my head from this timeline. He cannot survive without whimsy. You are favoring a man in complete whimsy. I'm sure he also said Whimsydale, knowing I myself said a tad bit of Whimsydale, knowing as well as some comments in the whale rabbit. Little piece of cheese. That man would be pretending to be somebody. The kid, the Spider kid, he's literally a ninja. Here's the problem. He has to have other people do all the activity for him when it comes to ninjaing, it being the actual problem, because he's not really that ninja-ish until it's argued to how it's actually being done in ninja. Like, individual competency became an actual thing. Someone had to keep that person alive in the literal physical sense to do the ninja stuff with the person. Yeah, yeah. He has a magic trick that effects in a ghost domain. That's all it is. You're still visualizing him at me. The Zacharias. I must be a Zacharias, I say. You know what it means if I see the magic trick, just how to summon him? I just go, no, me at him. Yo, me. It means you would have to argue for the actual individual to do the stuff for me to go, it's me, I'm doing the activity. But I'm doing this, you're running off in a little bit like a coward, knowing you will lose all these arguments. Me giving you a little thing isn't whimsy, it's me knowing it's the actual way to handle you in this situation. Unlike you, I am actually a floppy sea spider. In this comparison, I'm a water-based spider, if that makes you happy. I can run across forests too, with you being a spider. Your magic trick is lame. Your ninja mode isn't ninja mode. It's you taking orders from a gay guy. Literally. But all the other stuff is a victim. The guy was a the villain in every argument. He's a villain. Literally evil. You can't kill him. He's a ghost thing. You have to keep him alive in the literal sense for him to do his magic trick. In the actual law rule book right there of the people that were keeping him alive, they were to kill him. They were not to even do stuff with him. He kept showing up because of another character. That character was always around another character. They immediately were able to bullshit in kid-like logic. Yeah, yeah. If you argue the character, the Zacharias character is me, which is me pointing out in the year 2000, which is me getting hit with the die right there, the year 2000. There is no way in the world that you're going to tell me that I am a guy named Zacharias from the desert. Why do you say the full name? Because it's the terminology of someone who is literally, is the actual perspective to that character in the Bible. Because it's right around the time of the Bible plagues. The TV show Naruto, a ninja-based cartoon anime. An anime, outright. It's a cartoon in America, and they don't know the difference. I don't care. The character who he's based off is called Gora, a shitfish. Gaara. That's what he looked like in the Middle East desert. He had red hair, where everybody was black people in brown, black hair. They were its outright. The point of it is that he was an it. He was a hive mind. He was a bad character. He's obviously the superior one. I know how to lie through my teeth at you about this. I don't care. I'm telling you what you're wanting to hear. That's the whimsy-dale of being able to go, I got so far like this. One of them is you just know you lost the argument, you're saying die because you can't actually do it. Yeah, he's obviously going to go pretend to be me. I don't give a crap. Here's the problem. I don't like him. In one argument, I know how this would have gone. He had worse. Yeah, it's a thing. He's a metadeific being. I made a few comments in my own head. I don't want him to be outright gay. I want to see if he's actually gay right here. That's what they did. That's not me. It's your wording on how they argued their actual reference. Buddy, it's you making people dumb in one argument. You. Not outright you and one individual. Just somebody else doing it to do an activity in Robot Chicken. Because there's no way to do it. You totally can do it. You just have to do the actual situations that, do not happen in a crazy way. That's actually what I gave immediately. To me, I can make everything so stupid that it's just possible to do it. You want to make everybody else stupid. The thing is, that's the whimsy of keeping him in this argument alive. They rounded him up so fast when they actually had to go look for him, it wasn't a problem. I feel like I also said this in the year 2000 exactly how they found him. In every place he ever was. The point of the matter is, he's a total fop, a faggot. He is a goal in every argument. Being a boy. He was the only one actually arguing if they were gay. He's a goal. I don't care any argument about him being homosexual or banging people who are boy. You know why? He's a goal. It was slated in eternity he is a female. For his own self-propriety of the discussion and the prophecy. I want to point out the only thing he did to keep it going was a long list of callbacks, and this is also me doing it in his viewpoint. He cannot survive without whimsy. He can't do it. He can't do the argument because then he says, I'm not that thing, I'm not that thing, because that was a different version of me of that thing. In every argument, he is a goal. The easiest thing to do is say to him as a goal. He was a literal spider monster. He's a literal spider, like a house spider. You know what the answer is? Spiders are goals, but they're boy spiders. They're goals. I do it to all of them. Yeah, it's obviously a boy spider. My bad. Why would you do this? Just to mess with you, you goal. My corn dogs are done. I'm eating them right now. Okay, so the Mentat character literally said the whimsy thing that even I said. He has to have whimsy. He said, just say you have to have whimsy. And now I don't want to. I'm good. I would do the same thing from the position. He wants to be the actual winner in the argument, knowing he can't do it. The other character was the character who thought for him. Boxy. Not Boxy the YouTuber, who's really cute. The Dying Light guy, which I need to play that video game. By the way, name's different. Someone made a joke about it. What's his actual name, though? I call him Macklemore instead. That doesn't make sense. His name's Macklemore. Not Macklemore the actor. He just looked like him, maybe. Maybe. Point is, he was the thinker. He was the actual brains of every argument until it turned out another thing. You're just showing a picture of Zacharias from the desert. He looks like the Peter Pan English kid. I called him a faggot like when I was a kid. Yeah, I told him he's dumb and gay. I saw it on a Peter Pan. It's dumb, gay. I don't like it. Yeah, yeah. The actual thing is he wanted to be the winner of their evil plan. Totally a good thing to do, right? Yeah, that's totally the smart thing to be in the evil plan. Being an evil planner. The fact of the matter is, the other person had one issue. It's not, neither of them. It's all could be their fault. It's the other guy's fault. Passing the buck, whatever. I don't care. The point of the matter is, none of this argument happens without whimsy with him. You have to let him win the argument. You have to outright plan the win for the argument. If you can literally see your problems from seeing your problems, from the activity of seeing another person do the activity, the actual nature of books themselves. These are character stories in a book, like a painting. This is the painting. This is the reason you're looking at a painting. You should remember the reason you're looking at a painting to feel inspired. Biggest thing is looking at the reason they exist in one argument of most people's brain. It's like reading a book. These are the characters in a book. These are the issues in their book. You've never encountered some of these scenarios in a book. You know what their problem was immediately. That's not even crazy. That's like that's an EQ thing. You're arguing banning books at one point in this argument. I'm almost positive because a demonic book, the demonic book, will have to get rid of it. I'm doing it right now as a kid that is thinking like that. I'm doing it as an adult, going. I didn't even do it like a kid when I did it. As a demonic book. Who did it? You did. The demonic book. I'm telling you right now. In real life, one argument is outright. Demons are not real. You're being crazy. I have corn dogs I gotta go eat. Books are not the devil. Books are actually something you have to read. You know what happens every single time? There's probably actual issues in your literal social life. If you read books, you can. That's like the definition of like being a low class slave. Yeah, like in like slavery times. They can't read. They can't really do too terribly much besides run away. They have no idea what a map is. It's stuff. The number one way of keeping an answer from somebody is, I have to remove the flow of information to enslave my slave. A spider web. I feel like someone can just use one classic argument, which is sex. Like all females do. There's an actual character who I'm positive is a female in real life who is referenced as a spider lady. I think there's a book in the movie based off it, like the Blith Spirit or whatever. I'm looking at the face. It's the same lady, face-wise. I call the Carolina Reaper from Taco Bell. I'm eating Ghost Habanero hot salsa in chunky medium salsa right now with my corn dogs. It's the same lady who looks like the lady from that old movie that's like, it has like a giant white spider. It's white. Poltergeist, the movie. Ghosts. That's a cosmic out. Cthulhu. You crazy hallucination. I gotta play this video game and eat my food. I'm gonna eat my food and play this video game. Die. Here's the other thing, if I can even remember it. Because I just ate my food. Besides that character being a girl, that hallucination is literally a female. Literally Cenobites. Robot Chicken Illuminati, different group, but still kind of the same thing. He's a female. They yelled at him. They proved the point. He cannot do any of the actual activities of evil in winning this argument. It was said. I've said it already. I'm reminded. Forgive me here, but it's the whimsy of fear. The actual thing I was going to say, because somebody did just go, I'm trying to remove that from the actual conversation, but I want you to remember it like it's something you remember. That's whimsy. The Mentat guy who was playing with him, if he was playing with him, should have died when they realized all the problems. Obviously, you don't want to talk about it. We have Cthulhu Satan right here in one of these arguments. This is the metaphors. It's an easy discussion. Why would you argue yourself as that character? No, obviously he's a mailman in one argument, but he's not. Lillian, shut the hell up. You're not being an actual dog. I love you. Come here. Good girl. I told that person to die. He couldn't win the argument with me. Oh, that was it. He couldn't win the argument with me. He knew immediately, from the position of his ghost magic, demonic spider made of shadow, he cannot win the argument with me on how he survives and functions. He needs 1,000 people to do it for him, like a pampered female form. A female able to boss around people via the queen bee honeysuckle goddamn room. I'm a popular lady in school. I'm a popular lady at work. My daddy owns the business, etc., etc. He immediately knew in his ghost magic if I was that character, he could not win the argument with me about anything he was going to try to do, especially without his thinker. He needs a replacement thinker. You're going to need a replacement thinker. As a thinker, I would tell you, you'd need a replacement thinker if something happens. The other thing was, in that weird demonic argument in X-File, the demon who was arguing with the demon who was a duo said, "You are going to kill me someday." You know what that means? He could see it in the magic trick he was going to kill him. He hated him immediately. That's why I'm getting hung up on this argument with you on why you're using them. Here's the problem, it's the other guy now. It's the other guy. He's a Mentat. He's living in the Wi-Fi with me. But Cthulhu Satan while I'm living in the castle. The man's insane. Ferrofluid doesn't. I don't make sense of the ferrofluid argument. He argued with clones of himself, who told him his literal problem. He is continuously not winning the argument. They've seen every problem. He keeps doing it. It's the ghost mode. Obviously, it's not. It's not the ghost mode. The man's a faggot. They're trying to use the Zacharias, desert kid. You know what happened with that Bible plague? You know what happened with it with the Bible plague? All the metaphors to it? It's a dog, a god dog, a literal god dog in the desert story in most cases. The problem is, it is an evil animal and it ran off. It's in the spiral dichotomy in one argument. And here's the argument. It's not any of those things. Spiders have 8 legs for one. The thing goddamn has 6. It has 6 legs. 6 legs. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 legs. Not 8. But Van Ripple, somebody says, it's an alien thing. I'm giving this, but it's not the wind. You know why? It's 8 legs. 8 limbs. In one argument, it's just 4 legs and 2 arms. I don't know what you're going on about him. I told him to die. Someone's pretending to be him. My God, I don't care. You do this is the case in what he's doing. It means outright I was right. Here's the problem. He knew he couldn't win the argument no matter what he actually did. And the other character was going to kill him in the extreme meta argument of all science, of all reality. In this argument, he's the good one. The other one is the one magic trick. Here's the problem. He can't win the argument. Yeah, he can't. That was actually it. What you're doing is unfounding all belief in individuality to maintain the idea of making someone believe something about themselves, like projecting emotions while you are technically a slave that was convinced by a little kid who is a ghost demon spider of blackness to become you, to do its bidding for all eternity as a grown man inside a ferrofluid Wi-Fi signal.
かたじけない。そうと話しました。
何と言っておった。
喜んで寺でかくまうと。
そうして居所を敵に漏らすわけだ。ついてこい。
I know how to win this argument. We find a better, more evil spider that is literally the extreme reason why we don't use him at all. Yeah. Difference is, it's an actual ghost spider that can destroy almost all people in ghost magic. My god, it's here too, in the Wi-Fi. This is crazy. Had to do that. The person had people who do their magic trick. That was literally what happened. He threatened to kill them immediately. I think he killed them. He's right. They just said it. I said this in the year 2000. It's utilized properly. It's awesome. It has like no utility. It says one thing. This is a video game I'm trying to play. You were trying to make it all encompassing about one or two things, like it's your only thought process. I said this in a joke mode almost. Buddy, there's other things to do. I'm trailing this target right now, Sogen, which is never pronouncing his goddamn name right. There are other things in the world besides two people. In this actual argument, that one literally said he was going to die. You got way too entailed into it, and one other thing was it was another actual magic thing, which actually is hanging out with the other giant spider demon monster ghost, from the position of being a goddamn coyote. Remember that. In one argument, it's a coyote. I am telling you right now, it is a koi wolf. It's a magic koi wolf. Not a flying dragon koi wolf, it could be. It's a coyote-wolf hybrid animal. In the literal sense, that is a ghost hanging with a spider demon that has like 3 eyes and is about goddamn 15 feet tall. That is indecipherable to all reality on how it's doing any of its activity, used by a group that finally was able to capture a literal ghost and put a magic ghost in its goddamn eyeball. Watch all reality using that ghost, like a series of warlocks. He knows he cannot win the argument to an actual ghost that can literally run at a vehicle and knock it over. Here's the thing, in real life, they never show up. You know why? They don't do it. There's no reason to. We're small souls, especially in Robot Chicken. It's never going to happen, bud. You have to turn into a demon to do that. You have to walk out at the very least. Your body has to be physically big enough to be demonic. You have to have the mindset that can attract demons. Anger, violence, love, extremes, all those things. They're good ones, I guess. They're still demons. More like Cthulhu's. It turns into a science issue. It's super easy. I'm losing my neural while you keep using them. Part of me wants to insinuate all reality in a flash of light. To say the shadows are banished. Just because I'm going into extremes. Really, just to chill out. Just do that. No, by the way, but that's the thing. No, I'm not that person. Just chill out. Quit using that. Yeah. I brought up so much stuff. You can't not win this argument for one thing until I just was told, and I said, oh my god. I think I did just fucking die inside. The man killed himself and made a clone of himself when I had already previously mentioned one other person who does that as a way to escape for the homosexuality argument, to never expect if he's ever interrogated. Did you just kill yourself to wipe a memory about something I'm going to ask you, for them to get made right there as a robot chicken, knowing there's no way to defeat the logic of some of these activities? For that person to do the problem because he saw his problem because of the spider person who was a ghost demon that person would destroy, that I just mentioned, who is not the person who was able to go, yeah, I would do all this stuff, he would destroy that actual spider. There's a literal reason. Yeah, you were just listening to it. You destroyed yourself because you saw your problem. Because someone who is that spider, do you have to never see that problem? Reality is playing you in the actual activity of your personality. Something along those lines.